Can a Christian be cremated? This is an economic problem as well as a spiritual problem today, because burials are so extremely expensive nowadays, and people can ease a lot of that financial pain by going the creation thing. But in the heart of a lot of people, they wonder, does God allow me, especially Christians would wrestle with this, does God allow me to be cremated? And of course, a lot of people are just, the thought of being laid into a grave is really abhorrent to them, and our bodies wasting away, that would be abhorrent. But if you're considering this, maybe you haven't thought about it, but it'll probably face all of us at some point, one way or the other. There's no scriptural prohibition against cremation. It's an option that people can enjoin themselves if they wish to. That it won't affect your resurrection, because God can raise up the people who've been blown apart and burned to a cinder, and their ashes are long since dust in the earth. God's gonna, he knows where all of these bits and pieces are in His creation. They're not lost. They're just still out there someplace. And energy, the first law of thermodynamics tells us that no energy is ever lost. It just changes its form. So all of your loved ones, their mortal remains are still out there, and our mortal remains, if Jesus tarries until we die, our mortal remains will turn to dust, but that will just be at some place in the earth. But it's what we do with our soul. You see, this is just a temple of flesh. It houses the real you and me. It houses our spirit, and it houses our soul. And that's what God wants to save. He's going to renew. He's going to raise up this body and renew it one day and bring it back together. But to the unsaved, He's going to do that to a punishment and to a judgment of sin forever, and alienation in a place we call hell forever. But for the saved people, He's going to resurrect us and reunite our flesh to glory unspeakable and full of glory, joy forever, serving the Lord, living a wonderful life free of pain and suffering. So we believe that that's a secondary thing, but primarily to a Christian, I believe it's the better way to do it as a Christian is to adhere to the biblical method, and that is to tenderly care for the deceased, prepare their body for burial, and respectfully lay them in a grave, and then move on in the Lord. I believe that's and relinquish them to the Lord, and let God do the healing, and I think that's the biblical way that would give you more peace about anything else.